to my channel and to weigh in. I told you on my thrift haul we would talk today about how the doctor's visit went. I'm going to tell you what. I'm just going to tell you what. Let's do this. Let's do this weigh-in first, then we'll get into that. So I weighed in at 313.8 for a loss of 2.8, and that puts me at 63.3. Now, yesterday I had a visit with the orthopedic surgeon for my knees, right? His 3-month checkup. He wants to see how I'm doing with my weight loss. I was so happy because it was 313 something when I weighed yesterday. That was 19 pounds. You remember last week it was 16, so it was 19 pounds since I saw him in July. And I just knew he was going to be pleased. I was so excited when I walked in the door. I was like practically skipping on the mountainside. So I get in there and I told the girl, because see, they didn't weigh or measure me my very first visit. Which in hindsight, I wish I had made them do it. I don't know why they didn't, but they did not. So we don't know what my starting weight for them was. We know what my starting weight here at home was. So I told her, I said, honey, can we measure and see how tall I am? I said, I weighed before I left. I said, but I want to see how tall I am. She said, well, we're going to do all of that. So we went back there. She said, if you got any keys or anything in your pockets, lay them out, you know. Well, we go back there. She measures me. And I'm standing up. I didn't stretch to make it, you know, false, but I did stand up as straight as I could. I told you I was 5'7". Well, now I'm a little under 5'7". So we got on the scales. The scale at home I was 313 something. Up there I was 330 something. I was 17 pounds higher. So I told her, I said, no, this ain't right. I'm 313 at home. She goes, well, the thing about it is, this is the same scale they use at the hospital, so this is the scale they're going to go by. I was just like a balloon that had been popped. I was just, I went back to the room, sit there waiting on the doctor, and I couldn't quit crying. I mean, I was just in tears. I had my mask on because, you know, you still have to wear the mask to the doctors and stuff. And I was trying to wipe my eyes. I kept wiping them and wiping them and wiping them. I knew they were going to be red, but the tears would not stop because I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like those 19 pounds were just spitting in the wind. They mean nothing. Which I know they do. We'll talk about that in a minute. He came in and, you know, he said, we still can't do it, which I know we can't. He said, but we got to get these old tires fixed. I said, yes, we do. He said, you're only 59, right? I'm like, right. He goes, the thing about the scales, the same thing the nurse said, it's the scales they use at the hospital. Well, I was just so tore up, I couldn't even ask him about the height. If they're going to use the scales, then they're going to use the height, so I'm not even worried about it now. I was going to ask him, but I was so tore up about my weight that didn't even come to my mind until in the car. But he did at least tell me, he said, well, you look smaller than you did last time. So he believes that I lost the weight. He knows I'm not telling him a story, but the bottom line is we have to go by their scales. So if it took me 3 months to lose 19 pounds, is it going to take me 3 months to lose another 19? I don't know. Did that put me 3 months behind on my schedule, which I don't have a schedule. I don't have a date planned, because if I set one, I'll surely fail. I will surely mess up. I'm just doing the best I can do and getting there as quick as I can. Still, I've got to be 40 BMI. That's 255, okay? I guess from now on, to keep up with what I will be for them, I've got to add 17-ish, because I'm sure it'll go up and down, 17-ish pounds to what I weigh down here to even get an idea that I'm getting close to what they want. And I'm going to tell you what, I had my pity party sitting in the doctor's office. I got in the car. I was still, upset. I just had a little bit of a pity, and then I just like shook it off and got the heck over it. I went to my thrift store. If you saw, I had my thrift haul because if I'm in town, I have to go. I'm like, you know what? There's nothing you can do about it. Whining and moaning and groaning is not gonna make it change. There's nothing under the shining sun I can do to change the situation I have been thrown in. So I've just got to take it and go with it from there. I have said on this channel, I don't know how many times before, and I'll say it again, there's nothing wrong with pity parties. I have them. I have them about all kinds of things. The difference is I choose not to live there. Sometimes I stay longer. I'm like an unwanted house guest. I stay longer than I should, but I don't live there. I don't move in. So just keep that in mind. If you're going through something, have your pity party. A lot of times I think pity parties, we work through things when we're having them. Plus it gets that emotion out because I for one, and y'all know this, if you have been with my channel any length of time, you know that I will cry, and I will cry on the drop of a dime, and I cry in front of y'all. I cry in here by myself. I cry in front of anybody who's around. If I need to cry, I cry. Except for my kids. I pretty much do not cry in front of my kids because I want them to be strong in situations, and if they see me crying, I feel like they can't be strong. Even though they have seen me cry, they know I'm vulnerable. They know I am breakable. I try to remain strong for them. I always have ever since they were little. But my point is, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting it out, working through it, figuring it out in your mind, how you're going to deal with it, make a plan, and go from there. So my plan is to just keep doing what I'm doing. What good would it do me to just give up, throw my hands, and say I'm not doing this anymore? How close would that get me? Let's think about that for a second. None. Stopping is not going to get me closer. If I'm already 17 pounds behind, what's quitting going to do? You know what that's going to do? It's going to make me gain weight, and I'm never going to get my knees fixed. Ever. I've already got 75 pounds to lose. Now is 75 plus 17, and I'm not doing the math because I don't want to hear it. I'm telling myself it's not important. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, what I did yesterday on Simply Feeling, it's kind of hard to pack up foods to go down the road. My bananas weren't ripe, and I forgot my apple. Well, it was in the morning when I decided to make my boiled eggs and my toast, and that's what I took. I took boiled eggs and I took toast with some spray butter on it, because there was no way under the shining sun that I was going to go through a drive-through. Now, I'm going to tell you what, after getting that news, to me it was devastating. After getting that news about the scales, the old me would have 100% said, you know what, and gone through the drive-through. I'm like, I would have drowned my sorrows in food. Instead, I drowned my sorrows at the thrift store. Listen, there's gonna be some drowning somewhere. But I was proud of the fact that I stuck to my guns. I stuck to my plans. I said no. That's a big word. Not only do we have to learn to say no to other people, we have to learn to say no to ourselves. If we want to get where we want to get, we've got to use that big old 2-letter word, N-O. Did I want to drive through somewhere? The old me sure did. This one, I'm telling you, I'm on a mission. I don't know what's got into me, except for the fact that I just went back to the beginning like we were talking about, got excited about it, knew that I've got something I need to accomplish, and the only way I'm going to accomplish it is just doing what I got to do. That's what I was saying at the collab. That's why I thought maybe I was being too mean, because I was like, well, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. But that's the truth. You just have to do it. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. It ain't gonna fall in your lap. So I was excited the fact that I did not use food to soothe me as a pacifier. I just brushed it off, got on about my business. So I come down the road, and the very first sheets, now if I'm down here at home, I go to QT, that's the gas station, Quick Trip. If I go north, which is North Carolina, where they have Sheets, I go to Sheets because I like their bathrooms and their coffee. They have coffee machines that you pick what you want, it's digital or touch screen, you know, and it grinds your beans for that cup right there on the spot. So the coffee machine has a bean grinder on it, and it's good coffee, I will tell you. Well, I wanted a little bit more than my eggs and my toast, and I'm like, well, they have like a little short order type grill. It's not like a diner grill, but it's where they cook you little short order things, hot dogs, burgers, you know, fries, onion rings, just stuff like that. They might have wraps and different things. So I thought, well, let me go over here. They have little touch screens that you order on. It prints you out a ticket, you pay, and then they make you food. So I went over there to check to see if they had any grilled chicken, and lo and behold, they did. Because I don't normally eat them there. Not since I've been, since I started Weight Watchers, I don't think I've eaten from there. I got me some hot dogs maybe once or twice, because I do like a good hot dog, y'all know that. Well, they had grilled chicken, so I got grilled chicken, no bun, no sauce, no toppings, no nothing, just a little container with a piece of chicken in it. And guess what I did? Same thing I did last time when I got my chicken from the Chick-fil-A, stuck my fork in it, and bebopped on down the road eating my chicken. So, don't tell me you can't stay on plan some way or another. Listen, was it as satisfying as something I could have had at home? No, but did it feel the crawl? Yes, it did. So, where there is a will, there is a way. You just have to try to look for it. You have to try to get creative. You have to just ask for it. If you go to a drive-thru, if they got grilled chicken, if you don't want to confuse them, just get it and then rip the bun off. You know, sometimes I think if you do too many special requests, like no bun but extra pickles and this blah blah blah, sometimes I think they get they get too many things going and they get you messed up. So if it's easier just to order it as it is, rip that bun off. Unless you want to count your bun, I'm just saying. Buns are not on Simply Peeling. I'm not taking points for a bun. No. There are other foods I would rather eat with points than a stinking hamburger bun. So, what I want to read something to you. On Jones, the JPP, the Jones Point of Play, on her weigh-in and weekly meeting, Weight Watchers' weekly topic was about sugar. Now, y'all know I'm not a member of Weight Watchers. I do their old plan, but I'm not a member of Weight Watchers. I don't pay for it. I don't go to meetings. Never went to meetings. I don't have their app, so I'm not affiliated with Weight Watchers. Well, her topic was about sugar, and I think she said she linked. Well, I know she said she linked my video about sugar, I guess, in her description box. Because, you know, we talked about it. I told you how I give up sugar when I was low carb, and there's no one ever going to tell you sugar is a good thing to eat. There's not a single. If you find a nutritionist that says go eat sugar, run for the hills, cause it ain't good for you. This is the funny thing. I was sitting back there this morning going through magazines, cutting out some stuff, and I ran across one magazine that had an article about sugar. I'm like, oh, it was like ways you could, you know, stop eating sugar. Well, I say just stop eating sugar. You can ease yourself out of it, but the quickest way is just stop eating it. Well, I didn't pull it out. I didn't, you know, bother with it. Then I went on through the next few magazines. There was another article about sugar. This one I ripped out because I thought, if you've already heard a topic about sugar, this might give you a little bit of extra info it is sneaky names for the sweet stuff. It's got a sugar do's and don't, but you know the do's and don't. Don't eat it. Do avoid it. But you know things that end in O's. OSE, it says like dextrose, sucrose, maltose, glucose. Those are sugars. Here are some other, if you're reading your labels, which you should always read your labels for added sugar if you're trying to avoid it. These are some other sugars that are added. It's not just plain white table sugar. Agave nectar, barley malt syrup, brown rice syrup, brown sugar, cane crystals, cane juice, cane sugar, coconut sugar, corn syrup solids, evaporated cane juice, evaporated corn sweetener, high fructose corn syrup, honey, invert sugar, malt syrup, maltodextrin, maple syrup, molasses, palm sugar, raw sugar, rice syrup, turbinado sugar, and white granulated sugar. Sugar. That made me think just right there at that split moment, that episode of Criminal Minds where the girl's setting fires on the college campus and she does everything in threes, and she's talking about how to start the bomb with ordinary sugar. She says it 3 times. That's what that made me think of. So there's just some a little added bonus I would put in there about sugar. So anyway, that's all I know for this week. I've got to basically start back over from where I did in July and just push on and press on and go from there. So I hope everybody is doing good on the challenge. I hope you are sticking to your plan, whatever it is, whatever the goal is you have. I hope you're sticking with it. I hope you learn to say the word no to yourself. That's a big one, but we can do it. If I can, they say if I can do it, you can do it. If I can say no to myself, being the big sugarhead, snack food junkie that I was, sugar snack food, I should say, then you can do it. You just have to do it. Just say no. Just say no. All right. Well, that is it. Everybody do get on their challenge. We'll be back. Maybe, probably the next video will be meal prep, I think. I'm pretty sure that'll be the next video. Saturday or Sunday. Probably Saturday. So, I'll see you then.